right, here we are, Detroit Airport.
Made it through security on our way to the terminal.
Courtney, Kennedy, Scott, Emmy, here we go.
Our first flight was from Detroit. We flew from Detroit to LAX and then LA to Melbourne. So that was the first leg of our trip, and then our flight was overnight, 16 hours I think. We got off the plane and then right away we had an all-day walking tour. That took a few hours. We were all pretty jet-lagged for that, but I guess it was good to get, hit the ground running and get going.
Day number one.
Day one.
Whole class.
I want to go on an Australia trip because I thought it was a different opportunity that would give me a new experience about learning about how the other part of the world lives, and I wanted to be able to train as well, so I got that opportunity and learn about a different culture and society kind of different than ours.
First day of class.
Learning lots.
So I took a kinesiology class, it was biomechanics, and then I took an IAH class. And the kin class was really hard, but the teachers there are awesome and they really root for you, so they gave us a lot of help. Yeah, and I feel like people tend to forget about the fact that study abroads are for school, so there was a lot of school, but they balanced it really well.
The training was a really good opportunity, especially anytime you can get a different coaching perspective on your stroke, your technique, and new strategies for you to learn is really good. The top swim countries in the world are, France, the US, China, Japan, and Australia are really good. So, we were training with some elite athletes. We got to meet with some Olympians when we went on a tour of the Victoria Institute of Sport, which is where some of their Olympians train.
I think it was such a great opportunity to swim with other people, with new people, learn about how they compete and how they swim, and it was just a new perspective for us and a way to adjust our training and work harder in the pool when we got back. Their culture is just amazing, and I think I can apply it that to the pool. Just the amount of laid back and not being so stressed about my races, kind of going in there and swimming the best that I can and not worrying about it too much before. From Melbourne to Sydney to Cairns, there's just so many unique things that we got to go to the coastline pretty much on every city, and there's just different things, different rocks, different beaches, and it's just hard to explain the beauty of the Great Barrier Reef, and we went into the rainforest, and so there's just so many different landscapes.
Doing luge riding in New Zealand. Woo!
In Rotorua we did the luges, and those are kind of like gravity-powered go-karts. You take a chairlift up a hill and then you just go down, and it's kind of like Mario Kart in person, really fun. Oh my God. The other really fun thing we did was bungee jumping in New Zealand. That was in Taupo, and that was really scary because skydiving, you just kind of sit there and they do all the work for you. You just enjoy the ride, but bungee jumping, getting yourself to walk up to the edge and fall off, you really have to commit to the fall and make sure you do it right. So that was pretty scary. So we're here at the AFL footy game.
We went to a different sports arena in each city pretty much. So in Melbourne we got to see an AFL game, which is a Australian football league, so it's different rules than American football. So it was kind of cool to see a different sport that I'd never seen before, because it's really not like American football at all. And then in Sydney we got to see a rugby game, so I think that was pretty cool because I'd never actually paid attention to rugby or seen it before. So those were cool experiences as an athlete to experience, because learning new sports has always been something I've enjoyed.
Scuba diving was probably one of my other favorite memories. It was so cool. We were just on a boat all day and you can scuba and snorkel for as long as you wanted. It was awesome.
Straighten your legs a little bit, slight bend. Good, just like that, the whole way down.
We went canyoning, which is really cool. You hike up a mountain and then just go through canyons and waterfalls through a bunch of different ways. So you can rappel down some, jump off of others, slide down, or zip line. So that was really fun, and definitely got us out of our comfort zone.
That's gonna be some good teamwork footage. Yes!
Oh my God.
It gave us a different perspective because our culture is very we're a work-driven culture, and I think it's important for us to take a step back sometimes and you know, when school gets stressful, take a step back. That kind of helped me as learn like everything. I need to take it easy sometimes. Like as a student athlete, we're always very stressed. We have a tight schedule, but taking a moment for ourselves is definitely extremely important.
It's nice to go somewhere new, get something fresh, and really rejuvenate your competitive spirit and your enthusiasm for the sport. I gained a lot of confidence in a lot of different areas over it. You know, being able to go to a new city, figure out how to get from point A to point B even, and just live on your own somewhere in a foreign country. And I think that's going to help a lot in the pool, just approaching situations that I haven't faced before, just being comfortable and realizing that I have my teammates with me, they can help me, and I'll be okay.
Honestly, it was the coolest thing ever, and I feel like when I look back at my time at MSU, this is one of the first things I'll remember. And just the fact that, like, for student athletes, most schools don't have programs like this. I think it's really special that we do.
I think it's a great thing that our coaches let us go abroad and have that opportunity to experience the world, and I think it's really important, and it helps you become more diversified as a person because you're experiencing other cultures. So I think that's really important, and I'm so glad and thankful for Michigan State for letting me do that.